Hi guys, Ancient Warrior. Sorry I've been absent for a while, but on the 13th of March, the Texas Panhandle got hit by a cyclonic wind. And it tore up a lot of stuff. And it did a lot of damage. And plus, I've been also debating whether I want to do these videos anymore. Because it takes a lot of time, even doing them the way I do them. Just on the fly. And I spend several hours researching stuff. I spend a good couple of hours downloading, and sometimes my downloads don't go through. Or uploads don't go through to YouTube. I've got 3 videos right now that I'm having to figure out why I can't get them published. So we're going to talk about today why people prep, or should prep at least. I've been watching the news the last couple of weeks about the flooding up in the Midwest. I've been listening to guys like Ice Age Farmer talking about food prices could skyrocket. You know, folks, if you're not growing some of your stuff, then you need to get out there and start buying canned goods. You know, I was sitting here thinking the other day, I was looking at my pantry, and just about everything I have 48 of. So I did the math. I could use 1 can of an item every 7 days. And that would get me through for a year. But I've got about 40 different items. And at 48 in each, it's going to be easy peasy for me. Plus, I've got a freezer. And for those of you that don't really know me, just know by watching me, I also have been debating buying a small chest freezer. Now, why in God's name would you want an upright freezer and a chest freezer? Because I want a couple of years of frozen stuff in case something goes south. But here's where we stand, guys. I was listening to a prepper's letter out of Venezuela. Things he wished he'd known before things went south down there. And I got reading it, and it kind of reminds me of, I have a hunch it's just a rehash of a guy named Furfowl's letter he wrote back when he was living in Argentina. You know, guys, I don't want to be sitting back one day saying, God, I wish I'd done this or that, or wish I'd have had this or that. I'm looking into a dual fuel generators. I've got 2 little generators that run off gas. But to be honest with you, I'd prefer one that runs off propane. And I found it. It's expensive, but not real expensive. But the catch here is, once this happens, I can only run it. You're going to love this one. You're only going to be able to run it for 8 hours a day. Then shut it off and run it again for 8 hours a day until your propane runs out in that tank. Then you switch tanks. If you're like me, you'll end up with 4, 5, 6 tanks. But you have really got to push the limits. But with that being said, folks, I'm going to sit down with you. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're going to do a program. And I'm going to show you some of my preps. And we'll go from there. And, you know, folks, I'm going to tell you things that some of the others are not going to tell you. I'm not going to advocate anything, but I am going to tell you that there's a reckoning coming. And it's getting serious in this country. We have young people dressed, not only young people, we got people dressing up in black outfits and attacking people for no other reason other than they're wearing a ball cap that says MAGA. I guess you've all heard about the story about the guy in, I think it's Seattle. Lady saw him, went off on him, then bragged about it on Facebook. Shows you liberals are not too bright. Through hook and crook, her employer found out about it. Through hook and crook, she is no longer employed. So with that being said, folks, each and every one of you, we need to get a handle on what's going on. But you need to get prepared. So with that being said, next week I'm going to do a pocket dump. I'm going to show you my pack I use for work and what I carry in it. I'm going to show you some equipment that stays in the car. And we're going to kick this off every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll try to do something for Saturday because 3-4 days a week. But July 16th of 18, I retired. Totally. Had no thoughts of doing anything else. The people I used to work for called me about March the 1st and asked me if I'd come back to work for them because they were having a hard time getting people to do the job. And I don't mind going back. I went back. So I'm back to working. So with that being said, guys, have a blessed day. remember, if you're prepping, you live in free America. If you're not prepping, please start. Become part of free America. And don't wait for the government's handouts. Because anytime the government gives you something, there's a string attached. And it may not be a string, it may be chains. With that being said, be blessed. Have a good day. And I'll be seeing you soon.